Good evening. I'm relaxing, cooling off. Still no more inside for the next day. Not all nice and fluffy even. I thought it was so strange that they would have in the NAACP, like the National Association. Well, anyway, I never could get that right. I'm bad with letters. I don't know why, like the alphabet. Oh my god. But it's like probably the only organization is like Color Coalition or something, right? The NAACP, I think that's what it is. But anyway, it's supposed to be a black run group, and I believe the FBI or somebody started it right around Martin Luther King period. So they had a Caucasian lady, Russian and German, everything, like sort of background there, right? And she looked Caucasian. I guess she was trying to say she was mixed. So there's a lot of it, and to me, the whole thing where like the other leaders of the they haven't done anything, because I haven't seen anything. Because I look at Ferguson, I look at Baltimore. I see, and you can look at New York with the choking there. You can look at Florida, and all over the United States we have just as many. Since 2011, we have 1,000 more. So of our youth died in the United States than they died fighting the Middle East war. So so like I don't know, like we have a war on drugs. So I guess she was trying to be a sorry ass spy. I don't blame her parents for like that's my daughter, whatever. But I think that like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all that had really not done anything. I hate to say really, in my mind, it was always about maybe enriching their own selves about a dollar, and not really studying and understanding, because Martin Luther King was a learned man, and I see Al Sharpton as a talkable man, I see Jesse Jackson as an opportunist, and neither one is very attractive in the sense that they've been productive. And I don't see the NAACP being productive. Yes, I know they have some lawyers, they go after some human rights, but at the mass majority of it, we have too many violations of human rights. We have too many people that are in position to where they can alleviate some of the problems, because like a lot of times, I don't see I don't see anything wrong with laws or anything, right? So be it. If it was a more just and open, free society, you wouldn't need it, because right now the main problem that we have is not only is that I see the drug and the criminalized, the problems are directly through our education system, directly through our politics, and like here locally, this is one of the things I really don't like hitting or whooping your kids. It's because you see it, like I could see these people's great grandkids, and how it mutates into something very ugly and narcissistic, but this lady here in Memphis has a 2-year-old, has bites and scratch marks on it, and for whatever reason she decides to discipline him. Because like me personally, I know, like if I have a child, if I hit him or something, I in a way lose a certain type of control and respect from this child, where this child, like, you know, might act out to get hit, you know, like thinking, you know, like sometimes pay attention. But anyway, she put the child in the mattress for a half an hour and the child died. I don't know why somebody cannot think, and I see that a lot with people that get whooped. They cannot think of the consequences that their actions, because they can't feel the pain. You know, it's more when the child screams out in pain and screams out in agony, they hit it more. You know, instead of like what makes me it makes me like, oh my God, stop hitting them, or like where I would naturally just like, ooh, you know, because you know you have conflict because of the, you know. But anyway, so they have this disconnection of empathizing to where like they're the type that they're masochists. They can give pain, but they can't receive it, you know, or maybe that's sadist. But whatever it is, it's sort of like a sadist masochist thing going there. And the child is not an equal participant in it. The child's brand new in it. But anyway, well, I don't know what she was thinking. You're stopping the kid from getting air. So like this little common sense stuff like this, it eludes them, because they get all focused on, you know, hitting the kid. They're like, oh, like child protector have been working with this lady. She probably was with the family already. You know, her mom probably, because they're saying this kid's like 2 years old, and to put it to sleep, she's whooping it with extension cords and belts. I have never had a problem with a kid falling asleep. You know, they do that quite well. Yeah, sometimes they might make little sounds or talk in their sleep or whatever, but that ain't gonna worry me. Because like most kids I know, they'll sleep through a vacuum cleaner and music, so whatever, TV, whatever, you know, and I see people here whooping their kids trying to get them to potty train, which I've never heard of such a thing, because they come out shitting and pissing. You know, and it goes with any mammal. All you have to do is direct them to where. Because I was telling the neighbor over here, I like Polly because she doesn't shit in her yard. She used to walk with me. Once they know where to shit, they don't want to. No mammal wants to shit where they live. I don't care if it's a monkey, a human, or a cat. They really don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I've seen people that hit their dog, and then the dog is like, okay, you whoop me, you know, like for, you know, it's like, anyway. So we have a culture here that is, oh, I had that on for 3 hours. Anyway, okay, it's off. Never mind, it's the fan. But we have a culture here where the child is put on the back burner. Like here, the most important thing they have, they need all this money for the school. The schools is horrible. The teachers, they're not getting right pay, but the teachers are all excited. They spend all this damn money on putting cameras in the school. What for? To make the kids feel paranoid, make the kids feel like they have no rights, no freedoms, and no privacy rights. You know, what I'm saying, because you know, and then it's just the one time I went in this elementary school, just the way they were acting, it was such a negative, it was such a hostile, it was such a violent type of atmosphere, trusting atmosphere, and it doesn't induce learning. You can't learn when you're too busy worried about, you know, because like I guess they believe in capital punishment, but you know, the children need to move around. Children need to be vocal. Children need to have an artistic let out. They need to have able to learn how to work in a community like, and so they need a structured gym, they need a structured music, all these things at this age where their mind is developing help stimulate. All that has been taken away. They got computers, right, but you know, if you're not giving the child the right type of, like, the food they give them is just, you know, if you can, I mean, I can't recognize what plant or animal it came from, so, you know, and a lot of it is just like with the milk, you know, We are not cows. We don't. Humans don't breastfeed, so we don't. So children don't get human milk, so they get cow milk that is full with a lot of steroids and stuff like that. So you get kids that are bulked up and fat because of the milk they're drinking. They're eating that cereal, which I don't know. Nowadays it just makes me, when I see that, I just want to throw up. But I don't even know what the hell this shit is. And then the sodas and the chips, and like I see them like on the way into school in the morning, they get some artificial colored carbonated, high in corn syrup type of drink. So the first thing they drink in the morning is just pure sugar and caffeine, and usually some a number 40, red number 40 food color and everything, that they deem cancer. So, but anyway, so the diet is, and so their diet is that of where it will induce high sugar intake, because naturally anybody, after you eat, your sugar level goes up. Well, after they have this, their sugar level is going to go off the roof. Of course. And then within, they have no exercise, no moving around. A lot of the activities has been really, it's not like they have anything else to stimulate the brain. Home economics has been gone. So a lot of the things that was used to help to make a more healthy and the brain develop has been taken out of the school. And then again, with the Christians, you have the thing where they're worried about the biology, kids learning about, like this little girl, I gave her a biology book, she said she wanted to be a vet, and I guess her mom decided, well, I'm crazy, right? So again, I kept seeing the girl, like, way past the school, and she would give me these crazy answers, and because, like, I would just, like, stare at her, I'm like, because I just keep asking her a question, and you could see her worried look on, and she's used to getting whooped, so then, like, she knows she's not going to get whooped, and I'm like, it's like, what are you doing over here? Shouldn't you be at school? Oh, I'm going to shortcut. I'm going, well, yeah, what street is the shortcut on? Because, like, her shortcut is, like, and she's overweight, and I know they don't like to walk. So I realized right away with this one ugly little kid over here, I don't know what happened to him, but she's, like, and I didn't realize the bus was right there before. So I was always wondering why they were always coming from there and always going there. But this time, she was going she went past the school. So her mom sort of like, because her mom didn't like me or something, anyway, so they finally just moved, so I figured she's probably pregnant, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they have a big sickness where, like, they punish or, try to fault the child, try to use the child, like, to get to adult. She walked past her, I'm in the yard, I'm on the porch or something, I just said hi to her. And she said she was wanting to be a vet, but I know it's right away they got a dog, and I guess the mom didn't, go, okay, here's your dog, you want to be a vet. So I guess the mom didn't take a half an hour, to somehow, or take an hour, one Saturday, and let's go to the library, let's see what you need to know to have a dog. How do you housebreak a dog? Because it's so fucking easy to housebreak a dog that it's not even ridiculous. I done did it so many times. So like when I see people it's just the same thing. I don't understand how they can't potty train their kid. But we have a sickness. But I sort of digress from the original thing, which was about how can this lady be allowed, and it's not the same thing as cross, like somebody was saying, cross-gender, like transsexual or cross, whatever. It's not the same thing, please. Anyway, and a lot of it is that I do see, like one of the things I really fucking hate, and I see this guy doing, they have a little daughter, she's probably lighter than me, and her eyes are, greener, and she got the light, auburn with the blonde streaks, right? And they're like, oh, she's white, and I always taken it as an insult, because how dare you, you know what I mean? Because I see that in the black community, oh well, you talk this way, you walk this way, that means you're white, or you think you're white. So then here she is, oh well, I can talk black and I can put on some dookie curls, whatever the hell the shit she had. But she could have, you know, I've seen a lot better. Anyway, whatever. She was looking sorry, ass and everything, being all blackface. What do you call that? So she looked like a $3 fucking bill, and you can't spend that. You know what I'm saying? She looked phony as shit, and she didn't look like anyway. So, but I guess like if somebody just says, you know, like you just like whatever, you're not gonna argue with somebody like, oh no, you're not. Be like, you'd be like wanting to go like, really? Mine doesn't rub off. But anyway, so like my whole thing is that we have a sickness in the black community, and it's by design, and it starts off in our schools, and it starts with our diet, and it starts with our lack of exercise, and like with that mother that suffocated her kid, and they were working with child like protection. What a joke. Well, instead of like, you know, I mean, they usually do something with the child, you know, sending child to counseling, whatever. If a child is 2 years old and getting beaten or something like that, you immediately need to take the mother to where she could get mother classes. There are such things as parent classes. If they're called for any reason, why aren't you giving parent classes? Here, it makes their life so much easier. When they find out that kids really like to be engaged in activities, that they want to do stuff, you know, I've seen kids, they'll pick up a broom and they'll start cleaning and everything. They want to be helpful. They want to learn. And, you know, a lot of it is to teach them, you got to show them by doing it. You can't just talk somebody into it because he's 2 years old, he's still brand new, he doesn't know all the words, he just got there. So I think that's a lot of it with the propaganda and the way we have sort of used women as our sex symbols and you know, something to go look at and buy, you know, like for sexual pleasure, or go watch dance on a pole, or have your penis sucked, or, you know, have her topless, or, you know, something to make a joke about, have her unconscious and drag her down a corridor and rape her in front of other guys, or give them Mickeys, or do a Bill Cosby on them, and all this other shit that, you know, this is why now we have mothers that'll suffocate their kids. We have mothers that will drive, you know, their kids into the, you know, a river. You know, we have mothers that don't mind whooping their kids, because they'll tell you in a minute, this is my kid, I'll do what the fuck I want to. Regardless of how the kid feels, regardless of what, you know, the outcome of your behavior is going to be, but, you know, because we are the lowest on the totem pole, we get knocked down and everything else and bang. So the only thing you can do is hit your kid. Sometimes the motherfucker that knocked you down, maybe you should have knocked him down. You know, maybe there's an illness greater than this lady being able to pull off and this biracial, because some black people think that it's a compliment to tell me, or some of them know it's not a compliment, like, you know, cause like, but you can't explain to people that think that you know, oh, if you walk this way, you talk this way. Look at Michael Jackson. He wouldn't, like, I don't care what anybody says, he wouldn't bleach himself. You know what I'm saying? He trying to look appropriate way for, you know, some white people. Honey, they had to sell us that look. They had to eliminate all the white people, all the black people, excuse me. Don't use no real Asians for a long time in a lot of their shows. Like, what was that show with that Chinese, it was all black and white, and he was he worked for Hawaii Police Department, but they used the white guy. There's numerous the kung fu movie, they used the white guy. You know, they didn't want to show other races or anything else because they don't want you to see that white women are not the most gorgeous women in the world. They had to sell that to us. You know, and not every woman in every race is the most gorgeous woman in the world. You know, they have, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they look alright between the age of 14 and like 21, and then they sort of fall off. You know. And some don't. You know. I think some Spanish women that are gorgeous. They'll stay that way for a long time, just like some Spanish men. Some black. There are some white, but that was a pill they sold us, and in a way. And then when they did show black people, but anyway, what I want to say is propaganda is real. Propaganda does work. We have been attacked, and when they say there's a war on drugs, and the only people that they're arresting is American citizens, and they got tanks and everything else, and you got some white lady trying to say that she's African American or something. We might be at war, but you know what? White people, that's what they do. They go around and they have their wars, and in the wars they kill lots of people, because that's what war does. It kills lots of people, but it also generates a lot of money too. Housing people like they do in Cuba, for the duration of, war, by uniforms, the tanks, the weapons, all different types of weapons. You got, anyway. So I think it's a disgrace. I think they should press charges. She lied on her application, first of all. Okay, they're acting like, because of the NAACP, they don't want to act like they, I guess it probably was embarrassing for them. But any job here in the United States, if they find that you misrepresented yourself on an application, that's grounds for fire. Period. If nothing else, the lady's psychotic. Okay, she's a pathological liar. She ain't dealing with reality. She's so fucking far away from reality. If she ever met it, she wouldn't know it. You know what I'm saying? If you tie reality on her ass, and then you tie both her hands behind her back, she couldn't find reality. Alright? So the bitch is sick, and it takes that type of sick, twisted ass motherfucker that thinks it's okay to go and kill motherfuckers. That you're going to have some type of fucking solution. Because, if you kill them, it's going to be tit for tat. And that's human nature. Come on now. So the bitch is twisted, but the bitch must think she's 007 spy. Nah, bitch. You some crazy looking motherfucker. Got too many motherfucking freckles. If they would touch together, you still wouldn't be black. You crazy looking fucking look like she came out of mama's butt. No way, that's insulting. She's not black. Bye.